This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3. This is a mic check for YouTube. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Planning Board meeting of the Town of Kennebunkport for July 20th, 2022. We are here at the fire station, and it's available on Zoom and on the usual channels on cable and the internet. Okay, for attendance, I discussed Scott is not here tonight, but everybody else is, and so George is going to vote tonight also. So we have two sets of minutes to approve. So we start with the last meeting. So were there any issues with the last meeting minutes? Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, let me take the vote here. I'm in favor. Nina?
In favor.
Ed? Larry?
In favor.
George?
In favor.
Okay. We also had the minutes of the joint meeting with the Conservation Commission. So, any other problems with, any problems with that set of minutes?
Just the shared meeting?
The shared meeting, yeah.
I didn't attend that, so.
I know that. It's documented.
My opinion didn't count.
Okay. Well, I'm going to then take a motion to approve from one of the people who was at
I'll
the
move
meeting.
to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, and we'll go through the roll again. I'm in favor. Nina,
In favor.
Ed,
Abstain.
Larry. In favor. George.
In favor.
Okay, that brings us to the agenda. And the first item is 58 Langford Road, and that's being held until the next meeting, the Peterson Design Group. The second one is item 220601, 1086 Kings Highway, Peterson Design Group. And we needed to continue the initial review because Werner wasn't there, and we wanted to understand that it was okay to do the 30% increase in stages, which is what this is, in effect.
Yes, so if you look at the section in the ordinance that talks about non-conforming structures, it talks about over the lifetime of the structure that existed in 1989. And so that's really what you're looking for. So there's, the ordinance, years past had this language that talked about one time, but that had since been amended. And so that it recognizes that, a replacement structure, or an expansion can't be more than 30% of what existed, and I forget what the magic date is, but there's a 1989 date of what you're looking at. So, but it does say over the lifetime of the structure, which indicates to me that it's a, as long as, if you do 5% one, not quite sure. It happens, right? We've seen a couple where folks have come back and taken, the last little bit of the 30% previously. But you can have a circumstance where somebody maybe did 15%, at one point in time, and then 5 years later comes back and does the other 14. So
This one was even smaller. It was like we did a bathroom.
that's right.
It's
Yep.
very small.
Yep.
amount.
So from that perspective, I don't see any issues with, that, a little bit having been done. That
Okay.
would have been in the 2015, I think, timeframe.
So as of the last meeting, we knew Eric wasn't going to be here, but we basically held off declaring the thing complete. So I
Okay.
guess I will take a motion now.
So in the meantime, since I was volunteered to be case manager,
Yes.
I started looking at this more closely, and I do have a question. I'm happy to see Warner offline about it, but I still don't quite understand the setbacks and where they're from. This business of taking a setback from the edge of the FEMA map, 7-foot mark. It seems to me that we need a 75-foot setback from the normal high water mark.
And that's what it is. So the 7-foot elevation is just a reference point. So the ordinance talks about when it comes to dealing with your coastal setbacks, you're pulling off of your normal high water, but we've also what we did or edge of coastal wetland. But
Yes.
in years right, but in years past, what had happened is that there was varying interpretations on what is the edge of a coastal wetland. And so because of the kind of broad variations that we had seen, we incorporated an elevation as the start point of that. And so that elevation 7 is pretty well consistent with your normal high water mark.
But I don't see that in the ordinance. Did I just miss it?
It is spelled out, and I'm happy to show you where that's at.
Do that offline.
Yep.
Okay, that would help me immensely.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you're okay with what?
Yeah, absolutely. This one is a little bit unique in the sense that you've got a 7-foot elevation that's in an upland area, and that's not necessarily typical.
And I think that's part of why this is resource protection.
Why it looks a little bit
Because it's low.
Yeah, why it looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, what he has depicted there, I have no reason to believe that it's inaccurate. So,
Sounds good. I just want to be able to understand it and write up a coherent findings of fact
Sure.
that ties it directly to the ordinance.
Yep.
Thank you. That's all I had.
Okay.
So I'm happy to move that we declare this application complete.
Thank you. Okay, you second on that? Oh, and look, you get your own mic.
Thank you. I have a special one, too.
Okay, so I moved and seconded, I heard. So I'm in favor. Nina,
In favor.
Ed,
In favor?
Larry? In favor. George?
In favor.
Okay. Well, that brings us to the Heritage Trust. Now, we made a mistake last time. We
Now,
careful.
what do you mean by we?
Well, someone who looks a lot like the chairman. But anyway, we said, please come to the public hearing next time, and neglected to actually state that we felt the application was complete.
Okay.
So I want to get a motion I hereby make a motion to declare this application complete.
So moved.
Okay,
Seconded.
all right, I'm in favor.
I'm in favor.
Ed?
Yes.
In favor.
George, okay. So now, we can, so you're here by yourself. So, okay, so I guess for folks out there in how many people are listening tonight? One, okay. Well, for that person, I will just like a quick summary of what you're doing.
Sure,
Right?
happy to.
And introduce yourself again.
Yeah, so I'm Larissa Crockett. I'm the Executive Director of the Kennebunkport Heritage Housing Trust, and we are requesting a small revision to our subdivision plan. The plan shows a sidewalk that runs along one side of Briggs Way, and we are asking for that sidewalk to not be needed. The sidewalk does not connect to sidewalk either along the main street there, nor is there anything that is going to be added onto Briggs Way that sidewalk would connect to.
All right, and I guess it actually is on the drawing. It's just kind of hard to tell. So someone it highlighted it in yellow for me, so now I can see it. But we apparently, from what you said, they don't have to actually update the drawing.
That's correct, yeah. Yeah, I think, the set of findings that reflects that, is perfectly acceptable.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, well, then I guess it's time to open the public hearing. So I don't see any here. Is there anyone out on Zoom that wishes to? Nope. Okay, there is no one on Zoom wishing to discuss this, so I will close the public hearing. And I already prepared a findings this morning, sent it out. Hopefully you all had a chance to read it. Basically, it says we're giving the waiver.
So you're going to give the waiver. Do we want to vote on whether we believe this is a complete?
We just did.
We voted on completion.
We voted-
have
I'm
to-
sorry,
We haven't
whether we
voted on-
approve it.
We
have
haven't
to-
approved it.
Right.
We did approve the waiver last time.
Right.
So this is just a matter of we need to approve the document, approve the
The
We
findings?
approved the application. I thought,
the
last time.
modification. Approve the
Approve the application.
Approve the application. Then after that, we read the findings and approve the findings.
So do you want a motion?
Yeah,
to-
please.
That we, I move that we approve this application.
I'll second that.
Okay, so I concur.
I concur.
Yeah.
Ed, Larry,
Yes.
George, everybody?
Yep.
It's unanimous. Okay, well, in that case, I guess I will read the finding of facts.
Okay.
And we can sign it and hand it to April. Okay. Kennebunkport Planning Board, finding of facts and decision, approval of minor subdivision revision to Heritage Woods subdivision, Kennebunkport, Maine, to waive the requirement for walkway on Briggs Way in Heritage Woods subdivision, Main Street, Kennebunkport, Maine, 04046. Following a review pursuant to the Kennebunkport subdivision regulations and land use ordinance of on July 6th, 2022, and a public hearing held on July 20th, 2022, the Kennebunkport Planning Board grants the following approval. finding of facts are as follows. 1, the property is located Cape Porpoise West Zone, Main Street, Kennebunkport. 2, the applicant is Kennebunkport Heritage Housing Trust. 2, Post Office Box 233, Kennebunkport 04046. Applicant is represented by Larissa Crockett, Executive Director of the Trust. Property is identified as map 22, block 9, lots 21A3 and 21A4 on the Municipal Assessor's map. As required by the subdivision regulations, the applicant has provided a copy of the approved plan as recorded in the York County Registry of Deeds, Book 412, page 19. 6, the owner has demonstrated a legal interest in the property by providing a copy of the plan and warranty deed recorded in York County Registry of Deeds, Book 17993, page 771, dated June 13th, 2019. 7, the properties are in a growth area in the comprehensive plan. In an application dated June 5th, 2022, the trust seeks to waive the design guideline of the subdivision regulations, paragraph 415-12.2B2J, which states sidewalks shall be installed when all subdivisions within or partially within the areas are designated as growth or transitional areas in the comprehensive plan, and subsequent revisions and said amendments or revisions. On June 6, 2022, the Planning Board approved this waiver. Conclusion. The title, criteria of Title 30A MRSA, paragraph 4404, and standards of the town subdivision regs have been met, subject to the conditions enumerated below. Decision. In accordance with Articles 7, 8, 9 of the Town of Kennebunkport Subdivision Regulations, Title 30A, MRSA, paragraph 4404, the Planning Board grants approval of the applicant's minor modification of the plan. Conditions of approval. The approval must be recorded at the Registry of Deeds within 90 days of the approval, or it becomes null and void unless an extension is granted by the board in writing. 2, the board will comply with all terms and regulations and conditions of the Town of Kennebunkport ordinances and subdivision regs and of the applicable and state regulations and approvals of all those specified in the final application, all of which is incorporated herein by reference, dated July 20th, 2022. So, there it is. Let me just...
Should I make a motion to approve the findings of fact?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, I moved, so moved.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so I'm in favor.
In
Nina,
favor?
Ed,
Yes.
Larry,
In
and
favor.
the old man. Yes.
Will there be a second public hearing, or are we wrapped up?
We're done.
We're done.
Wonderful.
You need,
Don't build the sidewalk.
here's the paper.
I'm sorry?
Don't build the sidewalk.
Promise. No sidewalk though.
Yeah, and, beyond that, once this is notarized and everything, you have to get it over to the Registry of Deeds.
Okay. So should I go and next week or at some future stop by?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Once they sign it, I'll notarize, I'll put my stamp and everything on it tomorrow morning and
Yeah,
be ready for you.
this is the advantage of not being on Zoom. Although it's nice to see April, we don't have,
Yeah.
Been 8.
but we, you know,
April, not that it's, noteworthy for the meeting, but I actually will not be in.
I was going to carry him down there, but okay, yeah, good idea.
Yep. Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
okay,
Thank you,
So-
everybody.
Thank you.
Enjoy your meeting.
thank you. And the problem with the meeting at the moment is there's nobody from Sebago here.
Yes, Werner just emailed.
I just emailed him.
May have to table it.
Okay, this is
Is the one person in the audience
Entirely
from
unprepared.
Sebago?
Oh, we have somebody raising, James raising his hand. Okay?
What's that?
David James.
Make sure you unmute the TV.
You're like the first allowed.
David James raised his hand.
David James, raised his hand.
David James,
Okay.
the person who raised.
Yeah, I know David
raised his
James.
hand.
He didn't raise his hand
may have raised it by
during the public hearing, but that's okay.
Dave, you can go ahead and speak.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, hi.
Like 1970.
Dave James here. I don't know what you guys have done, but for the first time since you've been holding the hybrid Zoom meetings and then also recording the television be replayed on the town's website, the audio now comes through loud and clear. Whatever it is you've done, my thanks, and my thanks on behalf of all of us who watch the meetings, either through hybrid or on television afterwards. Thanks very much.
Okay,
You're welcome.
okay. And?
I think one of the things that's difficult is whenever, we're not hearing ourselves, come through the speakers here, and so it's just tough to gauge.
Yes, it is.
Because you're not getting any kind of, feedback from the speakers here in the room.
Right.
And so I think it takes just a little bit of extra effort to remember to, speak into the microphone, and, I know I do the same thing where I'll
Yeah.
lean back or sit back, so, yeah.
We hope to have the speakers soon, but there's a broken piece of equipment.
Oh, okay, there's a
That's
broke,
why we cannot control the speakers right now.
got it. Okay. Thanks,
So,
Dave.
what do we do about
Okay, what, do
seashore?
we table the,
Want to wait 5 minutes to see if they show up by Zoom?
I don't know, is he a full professor?
No, landscape architecture, 3 minutes max.
Yeah, so the latest correspondence I had from Henry was that he was, was indicating that he was going to be here this evening, because he had sent an email. So,
well, he doesn't seem to be.
it's yours.
Can I ask, why is this
Oh, is that what you said to me? Oh, I'm sorry.
before us? Why is this application in front of the board?
The trolley museum?
No, the sketch plan.
This is not sketch plan.
Oh,
That's,
I'm sorry, I missed that entirely.
The sketch plan's next time, I guess. This is the Trolley Museum car barn.
All right,
And Tom, while
so that was a continuation, yeah.
No, it's not, it's an
The
additional
new
re-
application?
It's their second
it's the
piece of,
second
the second
application.
Oh, the
piece
second
of things
building.
they're doing.
Thank you.
So are we going to have a public hearing on, 1086 Kings Highway?
Speak louder into the microphone.
Yes. We're,
So
Yes.
you want to announce that?
we were, yeah, I think we did say that, but in case we didn't, we should just make sure that that item 2, we approved it and to go to the public hearing.
Public hearing on 1086 Kings Highway next week, next to the next
I
time.
can't hear.
He's just pointing out that item 2 needs to be, we declared it complete. We didn't officially say that the public hearing is next time, which we did say numerous times last week, but, yes.
Just a reminder. Okay.
Just a reminder that
Alright.
the public hearing will be on 10/6. I don't know when or if the 58 Langford Road will come to us.
No, okay.
That's a separate issue.
Right.
Okay. Well, I think I'll end up probably as the manager in this one since I did the earlier one.
That's what I was
Well,
figuring.
And I would move that we table this because the applicant representative is not here and we need to have a description of the application.
Yes. So,
I would second that.
okay. Well, I'm in favor of tabling it. That means it'll be, we're deferring it to the next meeting, right?
Correct.
That's-
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so I'm in favor.
I'm in favor.
In favor?
In favor.
In favor?
Well, that means we only need one more motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Yes, okay. Look out for
We are
it.
adjourned.